All right, here we are, issue number 19 of the Invincible Guardians of World Freedom, the Shogun Warriors. And look at this, check this out, look. Guest starring the Fantastic Four, enough said. You got Human Torch and the Thing, and there's Mr. Fantastic and the Invisible Woman. And there is a Shogun Warrior standing literally right on top of the Baxter building. This is it. These are the last two issues, and then the entire series is done. And then I'll probably move on to Godzilla or whatever, I don't know. But I have an announcement that I'm going to make soon, but, you know, stay tuned for that. I'll post it on the channel. But for now, as you will recall in the previous episode, the aliens had returned and attacked the Shogun Warriors with a massive robot known as Megatron. No, not that Megatron, a different Megatron. And now the Shogun Warriors have decided to seek out the Fantastic Four and warn them of the pending alien invasion. So let's see how that goes for them. From an ancient sanctuary hidden in the mountains of Japan, come Raideen, Combatra, and Dangard Ace. Giant robots operated by three courageous humans, Richard Carson, Genji Odashu, and Ilongo Savage. Ready to fight the forces of evil wherever they arise, Stanley presents Shogun Warriors! This time it's called The Giant of Manhattan. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. While Genji Odashu in Combatra leads the way to Ilongo Savage's Oceanography Research Center on the coast of Madagascar, Savage in Dangard Ace and Richard Carson in Raideen trail in their robots, supersonic modes, Dreadnought, Titan, and Firebird. Alright. I'm not mad. I'm not mad about this at all. Wait, is that a dude? That is a dude in a plane. Recon flight. Dick reporting bogeys at 12 o'clock. High noon. Itching towards 10 o'clock. What in blazes are they? They are huge. They are gigantic. And they are going to kick some alien ass. Let me tell you. I could not be more excited to see how this ends. They are the mighty Shogun Warriors, and they're coming like bolts of lightning. Ilongo, Richard, look out! That plane swerved into our path without warning. Pull up to avoid a direct collision. Caught in the vortex created by the passing juggernauts, the jet flips dramatically onto its back. And then, inside Combatra, Genji Odashu frantically broadcasts across the radio band. Pilot, do you read me? I apologize for the near miss. It was not intentional. We're simply in a hurry. Do you read me? Is he fucking freaking out? Yes, I read you, lady. And I'm betting you three are those Shogun Warriors we've been hearing about. There's no harm done, but in the future I'll be sure to keep this antique crate out of your way. Good, so they're finally getting along. Meanwhile, aboard an orbiting space station of unearthly design, yeah, that fucking thing. I dig it. It reminds me of Star Trek, the Borgs. That's what it kind of reminds me of. It's just like a giant floating square. The object of the Shogun's hastes, the entity known only as the Primal One, addresses its captive audience of servants. Our mission here is a simple one, drones. Since Earth's technology has outpaced human morality, we must strip this planet of its capacity to prematurely reach the stars and endanger the races of the Charter Federation. First, we must eliminate the technology embodied in the Shogun Warriors. And since you drones failed in your first attempt and our robot Megatron was destroyed, I have been forced to call upon greater resources. Wow, I wonder what that means. Direct and from the Federation, which should be. It is approaching now, Primal One. There, look, they have the Primal Ooze, just like the League of Evil from the beginning. They have the same Primal Ooze. What are they gonna do? Are they gonna summon a monster? Yes, you are right, drone. The source of the approaching power disturbance can be nothing less. Even now, it slips from hyperspace to real space, dwarfing our own immense craft. It is the single most powerful ship in the Charter Federation, the Star Cruiser Nightwind, piloted by Captain Simwell. Welcome, Simwell. In accordance with the Oh, wait. Okay, let's see. A new voice. Oh, my God. Look at her. Dude, she's got a watermelon head. What the hell? What is that? In accordance with the Intergalactic Charter, we have heard and responded to your requests for aid. How may we assist you, Primal One? They're here to help? They're teaming up? My mission is to strip the nearby planet Earth of its prematurely advanced technology. Simwell. However, the humans still possess the gift given to them by the now dead followers of light, the Shogun Warriors, and my mission stands unfulfilled. Ah, I have heard of the followers and their ancient epic battles with the Mauricons, sorcerer scientists, for control over the Earth. I am also aware of the robot sentinels known as the Shogun Warriors. However, since the Charter rules are clear in such matters, demanding complete and unquestioning assistance from one Federation member to another. Oh, wait. But of a proclaimed mission by your race to interfere with Earth's scientific progress, I have heard nothing. Okay, so she's against it. She is against it. I have no other recourse but to put my Star Cruiser and crew at your full disposal. But she's gonna help him anyway. Meanwhile, at the Oceanography Research Center, under the control of Dangard pilot Ilongo Savage. It's a fascinating place you've got here, Savage. And I appreciate the tour you and your assistant are giving us, but I think I understand, Mr. Carson. Since Ilongo became a Shogun operator, he too has had little time for pleasantries or small talk. Indeed, Judith, we do have serious concerns to face. Yeah, you guys are trying to save the world. Get to the Fantastic Four already. But before we do so, Carson, why not inspect a few more of our rarities? Look at these dogfish over here, and in the other tank, Genji, the Japanese sawfish. Should be of particular interest to you. They interest me too, Savage, but we simply don't have time to spare. With the followers dead on our own now, we've got to face up to the threat posed by that alien force, the Primal One. We heard the alien force state that after the Shoguns, Reed Richards is their next target. So you still want to see the Fantastic Four? Yeah, I do. I want to see them. Yeah, even if the FF refuse to help us, they at least deserve to be alerted to the danger. Besides, what have we got to lose? Yep. Very well then. We shall leave for New York, but I suggest taking only one of the Shogun Warriors. All that remains is to decide which one. It's going to be Combatra. Back in the vast darkness of space and beyond. In what manner, Primal One, do you wish me to fulfill your requests for aid? Why does he need aid? I thought he was supposed to be, like, all-powerful. I am aware, Captain Simwell, that the Star Cruiser Nightwind hosts a separate entity of awesome power. It should suffice for my purposes. Oh, what? Oh, that's too drastic. Nothing is too drastic. Nothing is too drastic for use against the Shogun Warriors. Very well. I am bound by the Charter to obey. Disengage the external hull and convert the internal symbiote to operational mode. Yes, Captain Simwell. Interesting. Okay, what's going on here? Seen from a distance against a backdrop of scattered stars. Oops, excuse me. Seen from a distance against a backdrop of scattered stars, it is a sight of unfolding wonder. First, the Star Cruiser Nightwind's outer hull slides away from its inner passenger. Then the inner cylinder begins to mechanically change its shape, folding, opening, locking, blossoming into a new and bizarre configuration, finally becoming an entirely different and awesome entity. What is it? The planet destroyer known as Giganturon? God, what do you guys think that says? Giganturon? I think maybe? You got me. It is done, Primal One. Gigancharon has completed its emergence and is prepared for departure. Will you board now? I have no need for a conventional boarding maneuver, Simwell. I shall simply flow into Gigancharon and thus animate it with my own pulsing life force. Oh, so they're gonna take that giant thing and give him control of it. Foolish! Watching the departure of her major weapon, now commanded by another, Samwell's eyes seem to fill with the weight of the cosmos. You are troubled, Captain Simwell, by his requests? Yes. No. I am troubled by everything. First, do we have the right to interfere in this planet's sovereign affairs? The rules, Captain. If any charter race objects to a prospective planet's incursion. Yes, I know. That's the real problem. I no longer believe in the charter. Perhaps I never did. Oh, now that you've given him the ultimate weapon? Now you're gonna turn tail? No, young lady. You are guilty. From the very beginning, I simply wanted to be an explorer. I wanted to seek wonders at the heart of the unknown. And now, all too often, I find myself and my ship reduced to a mere police force, denying those wonders to others. And in the process, to myself. Good point. Here we go. Time for the Fantastic Four. Manhattan, the Baxter Building, headquarters of the world-famous Fantastic Four. Hold on, just a few more seconds, Ben, until Sue and I can attach this cable. Yeah, I hear you, Stretch. Just hurry it up before my what is that? Sacrolate gives me any more sass. Almost finished with that welding, Johnny? Sheesh, life ain't easy, being an ever-loving blue-eyed thing. I'm just about, Reed. I'm using my flame to touch up the last. But then, just as the fabulous foursome are about to complete another day of routine tasks, the entire building begins to quake. Look out, Susie! I'm losing my grip on this heap of junk. But what's happening, Ben? Some kind of rumble from the roof. We must be under attack. Flame on! Yeah, this is gonna be good. Oh no, it's the fucking Shogun Warriors. I thought it was the aliens. No, it's the Shoguns. You people man the fort while the Human Torch checks out the action from above. Always showing off, ain't you, you little grab all the glory this time. And as the torch streaks up to the roof of the Baxter Building, holy Nova! Maybe Doc Doom started building giant robots now. And inside the head of the descending giant, it looks like we've got a welcoming committee team. Yeah. But wasn't I right about Combatra being the best of the three Shoguns to bring? Yeah, I told you it was going to be Combatra. In fact, with Combatra's 5 separate modules, we could have used 2 more human pilots. The Centron robots are okay, but their programmed responses can't beat human reactions. You've made your point, Genji, but right now I think we've got other things to worry about. Such as an all-out attack by the Human Torch and the Thing. I don't know what this giant robot is, but I'll be burned if I'm gonna let it get away with attacking us right where we live. Hang on, you matchstick. Bashful Genji's right behind you. Oh, Bashful Benji. Used to Genji. Alright, let's see how this unfolds. Look out, Ben, it's coming down. It's gonna land on the roof. Sheesh. Sheesh, that does it. I may not get much respect from the Thing, but when it's clobbering time... Oh, yeah. Hold on, wait. But when a stinking robot starts treating me like a cockroach to be squashed under its sizillion clodhoppers, that's when it's clobbering time. Look, on top of the Baxter Building, it's the Fantastic Four again. They're a menace, out to be driven out of the city. Why? Oh, is this like one of those, like the Fantastic Four are evil kind of things? No. But just then, the long arm of Mr. Fantastic enters the fray. Stop it, both of you. I don't know what that thing is, but it's one of the Shogun Warriors, like the Red Ronin robot S.H.I.E.L.D. has developed. Huh? You mean it's one of the good guys? Johnny, Just when you start convincing me that you finally matured, you start acting like a hot-headed young fool. And Ben, there is no excuse for you. Easy, Stretch. We made a mistake. That's all right now. Looks like we got guests to welcome. Yeah, here we go. Okay, good. They're not gonna have a fight. It's not gonna end that way. Let's see if they can get along. And as Savage, Carson, and Genji ride Combatra Shimmer Tube. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, no. I went too deep. Oh my god. Okay. Sorry. Anyway. It's a good thing one of you has enough sense. We don't have much time to waste to fight with the FF. Sheesh. Rub it in, why don't you? Meanwhile, the Planet Smasher Giganturon, animated by the Primal One's life force, streaks ever closer to the Earth as the Primal One speaks. Now to detect the precise location of the Shogun Warriors, human operators, I must once again employ one of the pendants stolen by my agents. The pendant is permeated with the wearer's human aura, and when placed in the navigation sensor, the sensor will match and trace that aura to the wearer's present location. Thanks for the explanation. Yes, it's working, fixing the location. The humans have moved a great distance in a short span of time, obviously in one of the Shogun Warriors. But now it has stopped and its location corresponds with the site of my next target, the building where Reed Richards' advanced technology is housed. Excellent. I can now eliminate 2 of my targets with a single strike. And Giganturon's deadly courses locked onto the Baxter building, where Genji, Carson, and Savage have just finished telling their astounding tale. So you're being stalked by an alien force other than the Kree or the Skrulls? Yes, and it poses perhaps the greatest threat Earth has ever faced. I doubt that, son. But even so, what do you want us to do? We don't need bodyguards, just some mutual help. I thought you were the sensible one in this group, Richard. But in case you weren't listening, you're the Primal One's next target. So we're all in this together. I don't mean to affront, son, but I still don't see. Clack. Oh, and the lights go off. The lights. The lights weren't on, Stretch. It's broad daylight. Or it was. That can mean only one thing. It's a shadow. Some shadow. It's 20 blocks square. Yeah. Blotting out half the blamed city. The effects of the sprawling phenomenon are immediate and felt everywhere. In the sky, a passing jetliner plunges from a routine flight in an evasive dive that the crew and passengers will never forget. It's the sky. What happened to the sky? Look out. We're being attacked. Run. And on the ground, jaded Manhattanites abruptly learn a telling truth. They have not seen everything. As for the author of the blighting shadow, it begins to revolve slowly, almost lazily, around an invisible gyro axle, shifting even as it moves through, oh my god, through yet another mind-boggling transformation, but this time it is one of unfolding menace. And now, Giganturon is complete and ready for the business at hand. Jesus Christ, look at that fucking thing. Look at how small Manhattan is compared to this fucking thing. It's insane. Hear me, Shogun Warriors and Reed Richards. Both Combatra and the building which houses the Fantastic Four must be destroyed. You have 3 minutes to evacuate. Oh, good lord, if it landed on its side of the bay, it's already crushed dozens of buildings, caused hundreds of deaths. We can't give in, Mr. Richards. We've got to reach Combatra. Oh man, but that thing is so huge. How can your little robot even hope to face it? Combatra can be converted into 5 separate weapons. Even better weapons if the Centrons or mechanized automatic pilots are supplanted by knowledgeable humans. If 2 of you could join the 3 of us, it's worth a try, Genji. Sue and I can operate 2 of the modules. Johnny, you're on your own. Ben, you stay here and keep the channels open. The Air Force is bound to respond to this. With your pilot's background, you should be able to convince them to keep out of our way. Sheesh! Left out of the action again. Why? Why? Ben is your heaviest hitter, man. He's the one you would probably need for this. The 5 operators take their places inside Combatra. Genji and Delta 5, head, Elongo Savage and the Sky Skater, chest, Sue in the Earth Mover, lower torso, Carson in Turbo Streaker, the pelvis, legs, slash, and Reed in the Ground Rover, feet. God, they're really trying to sell toys here. Everyone set? Here we go, Torch. You buzz the thing and try to divert it while we... However, your time has expired. It's blasting at us. Combatra's automatic defense shields will probably protect us. Except no. But there's no sense in taking any chances, so it's time for Combatra's 5-way conversion split. Oh, you're all on your own now, so make it good. Jesus Christ. Look at that. Look at that thing. And as the 5 modules swarm after a Giganturon, thanks heaven it landed in the bay, Elongo. I had a vision of crushed buildings. Right, Genji. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Look at that. God, look at that thing. It's like a star. Oh my God, you know what this reminds me of? I'm sorry, but I gotta stop and tell you guys. You guys ever seen Spaceballs? When the Star Destroyer in Spaceballs turns into a giant maid? It's a transformer. I don't know. It's... Come on, that's what it looks... Anyway. But that doesn't make it any less dangerous. Every move we make draws laser fires from a dozen different sources. And sooner or later, I'm afraid, one of these stray blasts may spell disaster for dozens or even hundreds of innocent people. Yeah, that's already... Boom, look at that. Got it right there at the edge of the financial district. We simply have got to stop this thing and do it fast. Yeah, but how? How are they going to do this? How are they going to stop it? The thing is so massive. Inside Earth Mover, Sue Richard grimly agrees. Elongo Savage is right, but it may be easier said than done. Even so, I've got an idea, and even if it does seem crazy, yes, I've got to try it. This is Earth Mover calling the others. Reed, you said the Giant's movements seem to be governed by a gyro stabilizer? I'm going down to test your theory. My module seems to function mainly as a super bulldozer. If I can get under one of its feet, I might be able to topple it to the robot. Oh no, don't topple the robot over. What if it falls on top of the city? If I succeed, and one of you can get inside the thing to deactivate the gyro while it's disoriented... Well, anyway, here it goes. She's just like, here it goes. Are you fucking kidding me? That's so bad. But at that moment, the mammoth leg stirs and... Oh, it's going to crush me. You fucking... Sue, why? I've got to erect a force field around the entire module. And the pressure is tremendous. I don't know how much longer I can crunch. She's dead. She just died. God, somebody get down there and rescue her, please. And in Ground Rover, Reed Richards reacts. Sue, her transmission's been cut off. And if anything happened to her, Genji, Yeah. This is no time to lose your head, Mr. Richards. And I, for one, don't plan on letting your wife's strategy go to waste. We've got to get inside, attack the giant at its source of power. But there's no opening. There's no way to... There is now, lady. Who is that? Oh, Johnny Storm. Good job. And as Genji guides Delta 5 towards the newly melted portal... Thanks, Torch. Once I'm in, follow me. I'll need your firepower for what I've got in mind. Sue had the right idea taking out the gyro might work. But to be on the safe side, let's also try to blast the thing's power source if we can find it. And as Delta 5 disappears into the breach, Sue is basically fucking dead, I know it. Clang! An inner failsafe hatch, sealing off my hole, and my flame cannot burn a new one. Even at Nova intensity, I can't make a dent in it. Okay. Fuck, I'm sorry. I've been recording for too long. But okay, let's finish this. Genji! She's trapped inside. We've got to do something to help her. And inside the Giganturon, something must have gone wrong. Torch didn't follow, so it's up to me to handle both the gyro and the power source. Elsewhere in the lab... In the labyrinthine depths, Giganturon has been penetrated. I must activate the interior defenses. Its defenses seem almost against the Delta module, so maybe I can use it as a decoy since the giant sensors are attuned to metal. I'll set Delta on automatic, guided by its heat-seeking tractor beam. And while Delta is making a suicide run, I'll bail out, hoping the greatest source of heat in here is also the main source of the giant's power. Meanwhile, I'm on my own. Okay, so she's gonna suicide bomb it. She's gonna find the core and suicide bomb it. I fucking hope that works. I've got to try and find the gyro on foot, and given the size of this thing, it could take a week. Meanwhile, back at the Baxter building. Alright, Sky Jockeys. This is Ben Grimm of the Fantastic Four, talking at you, holding your blasted horses. Repeat, stay away from the Blam, situation's critical, and my people are on it. If you interfere now, it could... Alright, Grimm, we hear you, and from past experiences, we know enough to cooperate with the FF. But hear this, we can only hold back for so long. If your people don't get results and get them quick, we'll have to move in. Hear me, this is the Primal One speaking through Gigantaron. You are doomed to failure. I have already captured 2 of you. Surrender at once or I shall unleash Gigantaron's full fury on the city. What can we do? We haven't any choice. The thing's beaten us unless Genji can pull off a miracle. There's a humming sound up ahead and a flashlight. Both the swift regular intervals like revolutions of a gyro. I was right. This is it. But now I've got to deactivate it somehow without killing myself. Maybe this thing here. Yes, that thing. That takes care of the gyro stabilizer. And now if Delta can complete with its suicide run with a dead hit on the main power source. Phoom. Okay, bingo. What? You're giving it a heart attack? Staggered by the double punch from within, the awesome Gigantaron wobbles, pitches, and it's falling. Fuck yeah, you did it. Oh, okay, well, it looks a lot smaller. The bay isn't that big. Well, yeah, probably. Yeah, that looks about to scale from the distance from the edge of Manhattan over to the Statue of Liberty. Yeah, that looks about right. That's still pretty massive. We did it! You mean Genji and Sue Richards did it. Yeah, and there's Earth Mover bobbing up from... Oh, look, okay, she survived. Look out, there's another explosion with a womp. It's a womp explosion. And in the Primal One, it's seeping out. It's getting away. No, get that motherfucker. Let it go. There's no way to stop it anyway. And we've still got to see if Genji's... Yeah, she's safe. Yeah, I got tired of you yahoos hogging all the glory. Thank you, Mr. Grimm. I was afraid I'd be trapped in there for hours. Ah, shucks. It was nothing, sweetie. Then, shortly... We've pulled Delta out, Genji, and not a scratch on it. Incredible. It must be made of something even stronger than titanium steel. Yes, almost as incredible as this Gigantaron. Now, do you see what we're up against, Richards? We've got to find the Primal One and stop him once and for all. I agree, son. Earth's future as a verdant, thriving planet depends on it. So many of the necessary answers can be found only in space. If we're imprisoned here sooner or later, mankind will either atrophy and die. Next, Saviors of Tomorrow. Okay, next everything comes to a head. Gigantaron is taken care of. The Shogun Warriors are finally teaming up with the Fantastic Four. The Fantastic Four are taking this threat very seriously. And in the next issue, we will see the destruction of the Primal One and the complete end of the entire Shogun Warriors series. Stay tuned for that. But as for this comic, that's the end of this one. If you liked reading this comic with me and you want to read more comics with me, like this video and subscribe to the channel. And until next time, nerds, stay heroic.